Hi, it's Mrs. Green. This lesson is on discounts and markups. This is a practical application, a real-life application of what we've been working on with percents, decimals, and fractions. So we're going to have a lot of word problems, and we're going to have some real-life situations. You probably have some experience with, at least with a discount. We'll talk about what a markup is in case you're not sure. So first I want you to write your prior knowledge. I'm sure everyone's got some kind of prior knowledge about a discount and how percents are used. So write that down first in your notes, and then we'll go on to key information. Now before I type in some definitions for you and type the key information, I want to kind of explain a couple of terms and that you might not be familiar with. So we're going to define some words, and then we'll talk about how the math is used with discounts and markups. So I want you to understand what some of these terms are. A retailer or a retail outlet. It's not necessarily an outlet mall, but a retail is usually the store. So a retailer is the store that you would go into as a consumer. Well, you have a lot of retail outlets on the internet now, but you're probably most familiar with a store being a retailer. And then there's also someone called a wholesaler. A wholesale, here's a picture of a warehouse. So typically wholesale products are stored in warehouses. So it looks a little bit like Costco, this picture, but here it is. It's bulk items, things that are not pretty, they're not put on shelves, they're stored, and then, so what happens in business, the retail store, this store, has to get their products from a wholesaler. So the wholesaler charges an amount, and so the retailer will buy a product from the wholesale warehouse. And let's say they buy something for $100. Now, they're in the business, the retailer is in the business of making money. So I'll write the word profit. We won't deal with profits. We will deal with profits this chapter, but it won't be for another couple sections. So profit is a way to make money, and the way you make profit is if I paid $100 for some shampoo or whatever, let's say I'm a beauty supply store. I paid $100 for a case of shampoo. When I get back to my store, I'm not going to charge my customers $100 because then I won't make a profit. I'm going to charge them some amount over and above what I paid, and that's what's called a markup. So we'll do the exact definition of a markup. This is an introduction that I'm doing right now. I like to talk about the concept sometimes. So far you have only written down your prior knowledge. You don't have the key information yet. So I would say the shampoo, then I would break it up, and maybe I had 10 bottles at $10 each, and I'm going to charge $15 for each bottle. So I'm going to make some money. And that amount between what I paid, the $10, and what I'm charging my customers, that $5 is my markup. All right, so let's type all that up in a more formal definition on the next page. Okay, so I forgot one other term, so I've changed the picture here from the wholesale warehouse. There is also a party involved in all this transaction, which is sometimes called the manufacturer. And so I have a picture here of a factory of some sort, and if I make it big, you can see they're building things. So sometimes the store will buy their products directly from the manufacturer. This person, I don't know what they're making. So you either buy it from a warehouse or a manufacturer, but either way you're buying it at wholesale prices that are cheaper than what you're going to charge your customers for. Okay, so key information. Key information number one is the definition of markup, and it's got a lot of vocab in it, so I want you to write it down, and then we'll go back and define each term, matching it up with the picture. So you have a retail store. That was one of the parties in our little diagram. So you have the retail store. They're buying things from manufacturers or from warehouses at wholesale prices. And then they're going to sell their items at retail prices. And the difference between those two things is the markup. So the way the math works is you're going to take what you paid the wholesaler, so the wholesale price, plus the markup, and that's what we're going to use percentage to figure out, percent. And that's going to be what you charge your customer, which is known as the retail price. So the wholesale price is the price that you buy from warehouse. Or manufacturer. So I want you to do a definition of wholesale price. That's the price that you buy the goods from the manufacturer or wholesaler. Retail price, which is the store's price. That's the price the customer pays. The customer price. And then markup is the percent that we have to add to get to the retail price. Okay, second piece of key information that I want you to write down is the definition of a discount. The discount is probably something you're a little more familiar with. If you go into a store, so this would happen in a retail store. Back to the retail outlet. You're in a store and you see something on sale. The most common way to figure out the sale price is to subtract. You're going to calculate a discount using percents. Oops. And then you're going to subtract that discount from the original price, and that's how you'll get the sales price, or the discounted price. So in the math, you would see the original price, so you'd have the original cost that in my example of shampoo, it was $15 is what I'm going to charge my customer. So I paid $10 a bottle. I mark it up by $5. I charge my customers $15. And then maybe I'm not selling so much shampoo, so I'm going to discount by taking off $3. And now my new sales price is $12. So that $3 would be my discount. So you're going to have your original price minus your discount. And when you do that subtraction, you're going to come up to the sale price. The price of the item that you're going to pay. And the reason we're talking about this is because discounts are usually some kind of calculation using percent. Same thing with markup. We do it all based on percent. Okay, so this problem is a discount problem. Example 1 is a discount problem. We'll do markup next. I guess it's a little out of order, but that's how the book has it. So here's my problem. Now, please write this down. It's more than usual, but there are only 2 examples today. You are shopping for a guitar and find one with an original price of $160. The store is offering a 30% discount on all guitars. It's your lucky day. What is the sale price of the guitar? So the amount you have to pay. Step 1. So please write down the steps, write down the math. You want a complete example in your notes. Step 1 is to find the dollar amount of the discount. So please write that down, the blue. Pause and write that down. So the way we're going to do that is we're going to find 30%. And these problems are, they're very close to real life. This easily could be something somebody does, and musical instruments are very often discounted. So the nice thing is these are real life problems. The hard part is you often have to pick out the information. They're not going to just give you a formula or a problem written already in numbers. You have to find the information in the word problem. So that can be challenging. So we know that the discount is 30%, so we need to find 30% of the original price, which is $160. And if we translate the word of, it translates into the operation of multiplication. We talked about that in one of our lessons when we talked about how to find a percent of a number. We also have a step that we have to do. We can't multiply, so this of is going to change into multiplication. We can't multiply by a percent. So this 30% has got to change into either a fraction or a decimal. It is your choice. I think it's a little more common to use a decimal, so I'll be the common person here. So I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the left, take off my percent symbol. So I've got 0.30, or just 0.3, multiplication, so I'm going to use parentheses, and $160. And when I do that multiplication, I get 48. So there's my side work. It's hard to read, but this isn't about my side work. Just so that you see what I did, I multiplied. And I got $48. So that is the amount of the discount, the dollar amount of the discount. Now I have another step. I can't just, $48 is not what I'm going to pay for the guitar. It was $160. And remember, the way we do a discount is we take the original price, subtract the discount, and we get the sales price. So my original price was $160, subtract the discount of $48, and I get my sale price. So my side work's over there, of $112. I used subtraction. That is going to be my sales price for my guitar, so that's the answer to my question. If I were asked to write my answer in a full sentence, it says, what is the sales price of the guitar? The sales price of the guitar, the sale price of the guitar is $112. So my orange writing here, the sale price of the guitar is $112. That's the proper way to answer that question. Okay, example 2. Okay, example 2, a shirt has a wholesale price of $16. That means that the store that's selling the shirt, the retailer, let's go back to our picture. So this retail outlet, the person buying the shirt and selling the shirt to you, paid $16. That person wants to make some money, so they're going to do a markup of 120%. And you need to find out what the retail price is, the price that you are going to pay when you walk into the store. It's not going to be $16. It's going to be something more than that. So it's going to be 120% more than that. Then you're going to add that to the wholesale price. So step 1, I have to figure out my markup. So step 1 for markup is exactly the same as step 1 for discount. Find the dollar amount of the markup. The discount was find the dollar amount of the discount. It's written here in blue. Find the dollar amount of the discount. So it's the same first step. Find the dollar amount of the markup. And the process is also the same. So what does the math look like with that? So we have, I say so a lot, I noticed. When I listen back on these, I notice all of my annoying habits, which you probably already noticed. All right, so I've got my original price of $16. And I'm going to take, or I should rewrite this, the percent first. So I'm going to take 120% of my wholesale price of $16. So as we know, of translates to multiplication. 120% is useless to me when I multiply, so I have to move my decimal point and change it into a decimal of 1.2 and then multiply by 16. And over here in my side work, I ended up with 19.2 when I did that multiplication. So that is my markup percentage. So it might seem strange that it's more than what you paid. And you might be thinking, oh, they can't mark it up that much. No, they can. And they often do. Sometimes they'll pay 5 cents for something and they'll charge you $1. That's 5 times what they paid. That would be 500%. So a lot of the time, many, many times, it's common for the percent markup to be more than 100%. So it's more than $16. That's reasonable based on my original markup percent, which was more than 100. We know 100% is exactly equal to what we started with. 100% markup would be $16, so it would be basically double, $32 is what the retail price would be. In our case, it's even going to be more than that. So we're going to take our original amount, our wholesale price, and then we're going to add the markup of $19.20. And if I add those vertically, I get $35.20. And if I answer my question with a whole sentence, we would say the retail price of the shirt is $35.20. So that's what I've written in red here. So practice, application, 2 problems. First problem, I want you to find the sales price, and I'm going to give you an original price equal to $60 and a discount percent equal to 15%. Problem 2 is going to be find the retail price given a wholesale price of $25 and a percent markup of 65%. When you're done, make sure and remember your wrap-up. That's the end.